Alrighty, so today I'm going to kind of show you how to realign the machine. Basically, when you're filling up this bottle and the nozzle's all the way to the back, and you fill up this bottle and the nozzle's all the way to the front, what to look for and how to technically fix it. So first thing you want to do is just look at your cross member up here and make sure it's flush against the riser here. So make sure you're flush in that gap. Same with underneath. And then same on this side, just make sure nothing moved, make sure all that's flush. If all that's flush, the next thing I usually do is I will measure the side of the machine, use it from the platform here. I will measure it, and so that side is showing 5.5 or 4.5 inches. This side is showing 4.5 inches, but if I'm cocked a little bit, see I could be 4.25. So say I'm 4.25 on that side, and you know, whatever, 4 3/8 on that side. Okay, so now what I need to do is loosen up these bolts here and the bolts back here. On our bigger machines, you're going to have 2 of these you need to do it to. So what you want to do is just loosen up both screws, not all the way, just enough. Loosen up the screws on this one. Same with back these, so they're just nice and loose. And then what you do is you have all movement of this thing, and you could kind of cock it whichever way you need to. And what I normally, again, do is measure up both ends so they're nice and center. Usually on these fillers, this side, I always do 4 inches. So let me just do that real quick. Switch spots here. So I'm going to go on this side and kind of set that up at 4 there. Use this one, and I'll just kind of, just kind of move it until you're at 4. You kind of tap on it. They're nice and straight. Nice and straight. And then you just want to tighten those down. Another thing, whenever you are doing this, so that way you kind of go back in location on this black piece here, make sure it is flush right here with the aluminum. I'm a little off, so it actually does need to go a little bit to the front. You kind of want it to be sticking out, so it's the edge of the black is on the edge of the aluminum. Just a little side note there. And then when you do have everything all set, I'm just going to double check it again since I moved it a little bit forward. I'm just going to tap this end. Okay, 4. Now what you want to do is just lightly tighten it so it doesn't move. I'm just going to kind of hold down the block with my finger and tighten that bottom one in. And then I'll just lightly tighten the top one there. And then I'm going to do that to the opposite side, and that's with the big machines too. That way you don't get any cocking or uneven surfaces. So I'm just going to lightly tighten those, and then I'll move over to the other side. So you kind of do an X pattern here whenever you're doing this. Tighten this one down. Just snug, you don't want to go tight yet. Okay, now that everything's tight, it's kind of just like a tire. Now I'm going to go ahead and wrench those guys down in the same pattern. And now I'm good to go. Now that's one way to do it if you measure this. But say everything is, for some reason, measuring fine and everything's good. Another way to do it is loosen those bolts, loosen these bolts. Put your nozzle here, set your home location so it's centered there or whatever. Index your nozzle over to this end, and then just manually move your table until it is where you want it. And then when it is, then lock down your bolts. But whenever you move this side, go back to this side, make sure it's center, then go back to this side again, make sure it's center, until everything's good, and then tighten it down in that same way. If you have any questions on this, please let us know at www.rockymountainplc.com. Thank you.